I want to test your knowledge about voting here in the United States. How old do you have to be in order to vote? 18 years old. How many voters do you think we have in the city of San Diego? Millions, I heard. We have 600,000, roughly 600,000 voters in the city of San Diego. In the county, it's double. It's 1.2 million. Now, what percentage of voters do you think are Latino? What percentage of voters do you think are Latino in San Diego? 8%, 5%, 13%, 30%. Who said 30%? Oh, there you go. Okay, it's 20%. 20% of the electorate is Latino, right? Some of them were born here, and some of them were born outside of the country and became citizens, like some of you are thinking about doing. We now have 150,000 people in San Diego who are eligible to become citizens. 150,000 who are eligible to become citizens. If those 150,000 became citizens and registered to vote, they would add their voice to the registered voters who are Latino, who number around 250,000. What that means is if everyone who is eligible to become a citizen did so, the voting power of Latinos and immigrants in particular would grow to over 30%, possibly 35%. And if we added immigrants from Asia, immigrants from other countries, as we have many here in the United States, here in San Diego, the power of the immigrant vote, the power of the communities that they are a part of, that are citizens already, would be about 50%, about half of the electorate. Imagine, right? So we know that San Diego is a very diverse place, but the electorate is not as diverse as our communities are. And that's because people still haven't taken that last step to become a citizen, those who are eligible to become a citizen, or those who are citizens to register to vote and then actually get out there and vote. Unfortunately, only about half of the voters in San Diego turn out regularly to the elections. And among Latinos, voter turnout is very low. It's among the lowest. But it doesn't have to be the case, right? Right? Right. So it's going to take all of us in order to change the things that we don't like about San Diego and about this country. This election could not be more critical. It is literally a matter of life and death, right? I work with a lot of border families who are experiencing harassment by the police, they're experiencing brutality by Border Patrol, they're experiencing impunity, they're living in poverty, they don't have access to the quality education that they would like, they have trouble getting health care. There are so many reasons why you should turn out to vote, right? These decisions, the decisions about education, the decisions about health care, the decisions about compassion, about humanity, about how we treat one another, those decisions are being made by candidates for office, people who hold political power. They need to hear from us. They need to know that you vote. And in California, we have ballot measures. We have propositions on the ballot, issues on the ballot that we can also vote for directly. This June, we'll have a chance to vote for minimum wage, a raise in the minimum wage. Now, the state has just made a new law that will raise the minimum wage over many years. But San Diego has a chance to raise the minimum wage a little bit faster, and more importantly, to provide sick days to families so that they can take care of their loved ones and not have to miss a day of work, or not have to choose between having money in their pocket or taking care of their loved one, right? That's absolutely important. These are some of the reasons that I think we should get out and vote. Because we're building power. We're building power as people of faith, as people of goodwill, as a diverse community. We're building power to build a humane, compassionate, and just society. We may not all agree all the time on which candidate to vote for, which policy to pass, but if we're not involved, then we lose our opportunity to have a say, right? Maybe your vote alone doesn't count, and my vote alone doesn't count, but your vote, my vote, his vote, her vote, together, that starts to count. 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 is many. That's a lot of power. When is the election? The election is June 7th. That is the primary election. In that election, we will have the opportunity to vote on a few issues, including raising the minimum wage here locally and providing sick days, paid sick days, to families so they can take care of their loved ones. We'll also have the opportunity to vote on candidates. Candidates at the local level include your city council members, include the city attorney, include your state representatives, your U.S. senator, who's going to represent you in the U.S. Senate, and of course, you'll have a chance to vote for your preferred candidate for president. That's pretty important. There'll be another election in November. That's the general election. In that election, we're going to decide the final people. We're going to decide who will become president. Right now, we're only deciding in the primaries who will be the candidate in each of the parties. When we need to hear your voice. I need to hear your voice. I need to know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. There's a room full of people here. And there are lots of ways that you can get involved this election season. Right here, through this church, with Father Peter, helping register people to vote, helping get people engaged, get their commitment to vote, and make sure they turn out. Alliance San Diego does voter mobilization work on a very big scale. We are hoping to talk to 70,000 people this election season, one-on-one, at their door, or over the phone, and mobilize them to vote. All of us together combined can start to move the political power in this election. There are very big issues we hope you stay engaged on. We hope you vote this year and every year. Así que puedes cosechar todo lo que has sembrado en su vida para llegar a ser ciudadanos que tienen el poder para cambiar este país por lo mejor, ¿no? Gracias. There you go.
Thank you, Andrea.